Well, then let's dive right into this episode of Kicking Tables. We are delighted to have Chuong Pham with us, the creator of the Millennium War. Chuong, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
It's my honor.
So, those of us who don't really know what the Millennium War is, why don't you start off by describing the game? Tell us what kind of game it is and kind of how it plays.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of MOBA genre. I've been playing it for 10 years.
Wow.
And for me, it's very strategic, and I see it as like a chess. Um, I can see it as adapt as like a chess play. And I like to play chess with friends, but I feel like it's so like it's an opportunity to become a newer version of chess where you can uh, basically draft your team and kind of like prepare the strategy that you thought that you have, and then uh, you know uh, try to play it with other people who have the different strategies in their mind and try to compete with that.
Okay.
And also, I because my game is a hybrid, so basically it has the competitive mode and cooperative mode. So basically, the cooperative mode is more like a break from the competitive mode where you
Okay.
can play with your friends and family uh, to enjoy fighting the boss, and like just a different. I mean, it using the same most of the same rule, but it just play differently. It just create more game value for
Right.
the backer
Yeah.
who if they buy it, they can have multiple play style that fit there more. Some people would love to play competitive more, and
Right.
some people would love to play cooperative more.
Well, tell
Yeah.
us the gameplay itself. What are you doing in the Millennium War? How do you play the game?
Right. So basically, you have two teams, the sinner and the virtuous, and basically each team will have four heroes. So you have an option to choose from 35 heroes. So
Wow.
you choose four heroes, and each hero has their own kind of unique strategy, and it might take you a while to get used to the hero skill in order to have a very clear strategy. If this hero has some weakness, but your the other hero will have that strength to combine it, and
Mm.
it's just how you combine it matters, and just how you have so the strategy if you want to like sacrifice one of your heroes to kind of like to take down multiple heroes of enemies, or you want to switch in position or like brain control. So there are ton of strategy you can build from, and I think that's the beauty of the game because it has so many. It has the a matrix of skill that people can choose from, and it's really I feel like it's like endless strategy that you can think of, like because
Right.
you're choosing four heroes out of 35. It's just a lot of ways to think of outside the box to win it. And the game is designed so that if even if your opponent hero is very OP and very powerful, but you still can win it if you play it right. Basically, if you can uh, defeat their ancients, and or you can collect the level 2 mythical beasts to win the game. So it doesn't create this stuck moment where oh, I'm gonna give up. There's always rooms to think and rooms to okay, maybe as to switch the strategy to win it differently. Than if you just
So
uh,
it's not fully offensive all the time. There's
right.
defensive moves and there's other ways to win the game rather than just destroying your opponents.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay.
So so yeah. So you don't feel like oh, I'm too weak now. I run out of strategies. I'm just gonna wait until I lose. There are always things that you can they always think that you can buy and you can that's help you to think of the next move.
Sure.
So I yeah that I have people who just thought that it's going to be end. Some people just even that's the first time player, they can still win me because they have a clear strategy in their mind. So it's more about what uh, your articulation and your strategy and your tactics.
Right.
Yeah, customized to the player versus
That's
just being stuck in
Right,
one way to go.
right.
I want to ask you about the character dials. That's one of the things that I noticed first off is the dials that you have for your for your heroes is absolutely fantastic. How those things put together. Tell us how you came up with the idea for that
So
for those dials.
yes, so I have a background in uh,
mm,
architecture. I am an architect, so I do know a little bit about mechanics and like how to build this in 3Ds. And for me, at first I started not with a dial, but with like uh, little what do you call it, the cubes for HB and thing. But I feel like
Yeah.
too many components, and when the gameplay is sort of like it's very I don't like a lot of things on the table. I like something that very compact and convenient. So it actually took us a year just to develop this dial. Um,
wow.
so we have to do a lot of test play, and basically it's two level. It actually is three level. It has you can track the health on the outer ring,
That
and you
is
can
cool.
track the defense point by rotating the inner ring, uh, and then you can track the attack by rotating the bottom ring.
The base.
Um,
Wow.
and, and then you can also changing the phase of your heroes. So I have a videos on YouTube that's showing all of that, and inside this behind that is a magnet. You can magnetize your
And have your
minis
mini
on
stand
top.
on there.
That's
Yep,
cool.
right. Yes. So I like so I think my company is more about create an easy to play experience where you don't have a lot of things on your table, but everything is condensed and is it just age. It's gonna help you with the experience when you play it.
That is really cool. You mentioned it comes with 35 player characters. That's a lot of
Yes.
characters to choose from, and it's going to take a long time for someone to go through and learn each of those characters. Which ones are your favorites? And give us an idea of how differently each of them play.
Right. So I tend to use the self destruct heroes. So basically, I'm usually move in quickly and try to get get many other opponent heroes down with me as much as I can. So if I can sacrifice one of my heroes for other three or four heroes, that'd be great.
Okay.
But and then I usually have I like to play a very strong, powerful hero with the exchange the positions. So I will have a teleport heroes that teleport to different places and then exchange the position with a very strong hero that gonna crush the enemy. So that's usually my play style. But
Okay.
sometimes it doesn't work quite well. I mean, I often lose, but that's how I usually play.
Now, can you give us an idea of how differently the competitive versus the co-op plays? Like how does co-op work if it's a competitive game?
Uh, when it's come to co-op, you just keep the hero skill the same. So basically, the hero function the same as the competitive mode. It's just the how would you use that skill to defeating the boss, right? So obviously, if some bosses, some hero will have disadvantage. So over the other heroes. So basically, you have to choose the right heroes for it as well. So by familiar with the heroes is the key to transition from either way, you have to know your heroes well to play the game in order to win.
So in co-op, you're just going. It's just the two of you just playing against a boss, whereas in
If
competitive, you're trying to defeat each other.
so in the co-op, there's going to be 1 to 4 players versus on the yes, you basically you play together. You try to exchange the weapons. That basically instead of killing each other, you helping each other out to defeat this. powerful boss, and the
Okay.
boss is designed that is very powerful. That you need the entire team
To take them
uh
out.
to take them out. Otherwise, yeah.
Is
Okay.
there more than one boss in the game, or is it just the one main big bad guy for the cooperative mode, or do you have multiple bosses to fight against?
I have multiple bosses right now. I have 7 boss
Wow.
on, but
Wow.
to be but on the Kickstarter, I'm because the cost of making it is so big, so
Yeah.
I'm just putting out 3 bosses at beginning, and then unlock another 2.
Tying them
Uh,
into your stretch goals.
yeah, until hopefully it goes well, and then hopefully I can introduce more bosses and more heroes. So my vision is I designed a game so that it could has room to grow in the future.
Okay.
Tell us about the development process for the Millennium War. How long have you been working on this? It looks like such a huge
Yeah.
game. And is it the game now that you set out to start working on? Or was it completely different when you started?
It was completely different when I started. Well, the competitive is relatively the same,
Okay.
but the cooperative mode, we just the game took me 5 years, so I started five
Wow.
years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, because I have a full-time job, so this all like my part-time. Um, so I come home and I have like a friend, like a few friends who like come together and help me with the game development. And we all like are very good. We all love to play games, and my friends is very good at mechanics. So he's kind of helped me out with the mechanics a little bit. I'm more of the artist and
Okay.
the designer in the game. So I design all the characters because I have background in the design, and so slowly I kind of gather people from all over the world to help these projects. Um, so I, and some people were just very, very nice that they just believed in this project and they just joined the team, even though, I have limited budget, but
Yeah.
people still willingly to help out with the game because they see the visions,
Hmm.
um, and I was very fortunate of me to have that kind of support.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. So you mentioned you've got three of your bosses are going to be in the game, and you're going to be unlocking more for through the stretch goals. What about you said there's 35 characters. Are all 35 characters in the base game, or is there going to be some base game and some that are going to be unlocks?
Um, so I, ideally, I want to put out 35,
Okay.
but because the mini is so expensive,
Yeah.
so I can only produce 25 minis for the deluxe version of the core game.
Okay.
Okay.
But I but I'm willingly to give all 35 for the core game at the end. So basically, because I know people would love to have the full collection of the heroes,
Yeah.
so I will give out 35 for the core game, but only 25 for the minis though,
Okay.
because of production costs. And hopefully the stretch goal, if I get to the stretch goal, people will have the full collection of them.
That's awesome.
All right. And is that the 35? Is that it, or do you have like a couple more ideas tucked away that
Uh,
you might get there if you really kill your stretch goals?
Uh, I have 5 in development, but
Okay.
they all the master hero. But they all very nice. But I want to because there's 35 is a lot already, so I
Yeah.
don't want to overwhelm people with
You
even
Right.
gotta
more
you gotta save
and
something for the
then
expansion.
making. Yeah.
So no, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you're getting so many of those into because the minis are absolutely beautiful.
They really
Thank
are.
you.
Um, yeah. All right, we have our lightning round now. Our lightning round, we want to get to know you a little bit more outside of your own game. So we've got some lightning
Right.
round questions for you. We're going to fire match answers as quick as you can. So all these are board game related questions around your board gaming life. We want to get so the answers can be anything you want, just not your own game. So,
Okay.
all right, you
All right.
ready?
Yep.
All right, your favorite game mechanic.
I would say Yu-Gi-Oh because it's very easy to play but it's
Okay.
very but it's very fun, and it has a lot of it just has a lot of fun elements, and
Okay, so
it's
the
very easy to
card
get.
battler.
Card battler,
Card
yeah.
battler.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Legacy games: destroy the components or preserve them.
Destroy opponent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marvel or DC?
I have to say Marvel.
Marvel. Good
Yep.
choice. I'm with you there. Your favorite classic game?
Um, well, chess. I like
Chess.
play chess, so it's chess. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a big chess guy too.
Yep.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Okay.
I like fantasy.
Right.
Yeah.
Worker placement or area control?
Um, area control.
Okay. All right. Purchasing games at your local game store or online?
Uh, Local game store because I see a lot more options.
Yeah, of
Perfect.
course.
Yeah.
All right. And Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
All
Star
right.
Wars.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
He's got the right answers. He answered
He's-
everything correctly.
I
Awesome.
would have
Great.
accepted
I don't think
I would have accepted both to the Star Wars and Star Trek. That's also a valid
right.
answer, in my
Yes.
opinion. Anyway,
There should be both options.
that true.
There
I
should be the third option for both.
or
Yep.
both. That's right.
Yeah.
Give us your final thoughts on the Millennium War. Why should people back this game, and what do you really want people to know about it?
I think it's just very different from what out there, and not because of I think it's just because it's just I think it for me is it's very different, and it's because it has a lot of different components. The play style is so very different. I don't see a lot of I see a lot of card deck building for
Hmm.
this type of heroes. You have a lot of deck, but for me it's more of like a madness, sort of like Pokemon in a way, but it's a better version of Pokemon. Uh,
That's why there's so
yeah,
many heroes. You got to collect them all.
yes. Uh, the mechanic is very different, and the component is very different. I think that's why it's very unique, and it has a lot of uh, things that you can invest in the future. Basically, you can invest your own characters. You can, what I mean, you can, well, it's interchangeable parts. So in the future, if you have, when you bring your own team to you, it will carry your own characters, like
Okay.
the way you want to build your heroes, or even
Customizable.
customize them all, or you can, and it's just your style of playing will really show when you play the Millennium War, like, uh, and it's the fun game because there's so many strategy that you can build from.
That's awesome. So the Millennium War hits Kickstarter on June 29th. So everybody go check it out. The link is in the description below. Chuong, thank you again for being a
Yep.
guest tonight on Kicking Tables. It's been such a
Yeah,
pleasure talking to you. Oh,
and you get exclusive cute standees.
look
Oh,
at
Like,
that.
yeah, yeah. So if you this is a Kickstarter exclusive, so I drew this character by myself. So hopefully, and it's like a gift to everyone that uh, support our campaign.
Awesome.
oh,
Thanks
awesome.
so much for being a guest tonight. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's my pleasure. Nice to talk to you all. So, hi everyone. Thank you for your interest in the Millennium Wars. Come check us out on Kickstarter. We're launching on June 29th. And thanks for OMG Nexus to sponsor this video. Check them out in the links below.